Prophet Yunus al-Islam and the big fish. So this happened. Can you able to see what I am sharing right now? Okay. So we are doing the story of Prophet Yunus al-Islam, and this is the story we're gonna do, and we are following this book. The other book also we were following it, but in that there are few things missing. So I was thinking, we should follow this book. This has more detail. So Prophet Yunus al-Islam and the big fish. Even though we knew this story many times, you might have heard this story, but still, we're going to learn this in this with the some examples and the beautiful way of explanation. Prophet Yunus and the big fish. This happened long time in the city of Nineveh. There lived a man, and who was that man? We'll see. He was called Yunus, and the Christians and Jews, they call it Jonah. You might have heard this, right? To Yunus al-Islam they call it, what they call? Jonah. You might have heard this, right? And he was a prophet of Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent when he wants to tell people something special. So he went to Prophet Yunus to teach the people about Allah. Why prophets came? You have to understand why prophets came, in order to teach the people. Okay, why prophets came? To teach the people. So, but people did not listen to Prophet Yunus. So they laughed at him, and Prophet Yunus got very angry and upset. So eventually, what happened, when a person gets angry and upset, he will do things which normally he don't do it, right? When he get upset, he do certain things. So Prophet Yunus al-Islam got very angry with the people and moved away from the city of Nineveh, and he went to the seashore. A ship was about to sail. Without thinking twice, he jumped on the board, the ship. So here the story continues. Do you see this? How the ship was in the water? Yeah. So the ship was in the middle of the sea. Suddenly it became dark, and and a strong wind began to blow. A terrible storm tossed the ship to and fro, and the sailors and the passengers got scared. They got hold of Prophet Yunus and throw him overboard. And this is the thing here, but in the other narration, the authenticity, if you go detail about it, he got upset and angry with the people. He went, and when he was bored in the ship, he was extra person. So they draw the lottery, and every time his name was there, and they threw him in the water. But here in this story, they are narrating this, but actually in the tafsir, if you go detail in the Quran tafsir, it says he was extra. If he would continue to sit in the boat or ship, they will be drowned. In order to save themselves, they put in the water. But here they are showing, so actually this was the thing happened. I don't know why they are showing this. This is not right. What happened actually, he was an extra person. Every even in the flights, how much weight has to carry. The same way ship also, there is a certain way they have to carry. If it is more, they won't allow. The baggages, the people, everything. The same way this also, it was managed accordingly how much. So he was over. So they put in the water. So there was a big gigantic whale waiting. So Prophet Yunus al-Islam tried to swim, but a big fish came and swallowed him. So he found himself, inside its huge stomach. When you go stomach in the inside the stomach, it's very suffocation will be there, right? It's really hard to breathe, isn't it? And soon he found himself inside its huge stomach, frightened and remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He prayed. What he prayed? Do you know this dua? La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntum minaz zalimin. There is no God but Allah, and glorify to Allah. I have done wrong, and he realized it, and I am the wrong person. I did wrong. La ilaha means there is no God. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka. Allah is praiseworthy. Inni kuntum minaz zalimin. I am the one who is zalimin. Means I am the one who did the wrong. So he blaming himself. Who? Yunus alayhi salam. He realized his mistake. So just imagine he has three darknesses in the tummy of the fish. How come three darknesses? Darkness of the night, darkness of the grief. When you are sorrow or grief, are you able to think properly? You can't, right? You engrossed into the grief and sorrow. You are not able to think properly. Do you understand? And the darkness of the fish tummy. Tummy is dark, isn't it? So it was so hard, but he made the dua. So when angels heard the dua, they said, we know this voice. This is somewhat similar. They are thinking, who is this person? Oh, this is Yunus alayhi salam. This is Yunus. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered his prayer. Allah says, if he won't make dua, Allah would be putting him in the tummy forever. But did you notice one thing? He was swallowed by the fish, but fish didn't harm anything to that Yunus alayhi salam, because he was a prophet. The only mistake what he did, he got angry and upset. He went off. That was the only mistake. You understand? Sometimes we get angry and upset. We do the things. And only Yunus alayhi salam, this people of Yunus alayhi salam, they were believers. So what happened next? He made the dua and he realized that he shouldn't have run away from his people. He had not done what Allah wanted him to do. So he realized it. So, and Allah heard his prayer. He told the fish to take the Prophet Yunus to the shore. In no time, he found himself on a sandy beach. Prophet Yunus alayhi salam rested on the beach. He drank some water from a spring and he ate some juicy fruit from a tree. Then he returned to his hometown. So people, gathered around Prophet Yunus. He called them to Allah and warned them of the day of judgment. So a most surprising thing happened. Everybody began to listen to Prophet Yunus. Everybody started to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah help us to be successful. But he does not like us to leave the work in halfway. With Allah's help, we can finish every piece of work. He help us with everything. So the lesson in the story of Prophet Yunus is firstly the duty to deliver the message of Allah to the people, no matter what. He was assigned that duty. He was a prophet. He was given this task. He has to convey that message. And second, if we ignore this duty, become desperate, Prophet Yunus was at first. So he understand. The second thing, he realized his mistake. So what we should do? If we do wrong, we should realize our mistake and we should correct the mistakes. Got it? So this is the story. So there are so many lessons. And dua of Yunus alayhi salam, la ilaha. Say it, la ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntum minaz zalimin. So we are doing this 1000 sunnah, and this 1000 sunnah, we learn already a few duas, right? But in this, it's not only day to day, like when you leave the home, that we learn. You remember, auzu billahi tawakkaltu alallah la hawlu wa la quwwata illa billah. So here, it's all about, the daily duas in this. So let's see few more duas today, and then we can end the session for today. So anybody knows how to do witr prayer? It's most of us lacking in that. Because of that, dua kunut, right? So I'm not going to teach today, inshallah, but upcoming classes we're going to learn that. You remember we did this dressing and undressing, saying Bismillah and putting the clothes on and entering and leaving the house. I told you about saying salam and entering and leaving the home. What was the dua? Allah, Bismillahi tawakkaltu ilallah la hawlu wa la quwwata illa billah. In the end, you can recite it to me. So today the new thing, going to masjid. Okay, go early. As Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, man can know what reward was in call, and in the first row found the no way to get the reward except by drawing lots, and they would have drawn lots. Means when you want to sit in the first row, you will be rewarded if they know about the reward in the prayer. And here we learn that supplication when you enter the masjid. I'm pretty sure most of us know this dua. This is about dua nur, but there is one more dua. Let me tell you that dua. Allahumma iftah li abwaba rahmatika. You know this dua? Oh Allah, open for me the doors of your mercy. So supplication when entering the masjid. When one of you enter the masjid, send salah on Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and say this dua and enter with the right foot. So when we are entering the masjid, how we going to enter? With the right foot. Okay, and we going to say this dua, Allahumma iftah li abwaba rahmatika. Enter with the right foot, saying Anas bin Malik said from the sunnah is that you enter the masjid, enter with your right foot, and when you leave with your left foot. Okay, got it? And Allahumma inni as'aluka min fadlika. Can you take the screenshot for this? This is the dua when you enter the masjid. Take the screenshot, please. This is the dua when you enter the masjid. Okay, but when you leave the masjid, you have to recite this dua, Allahumma inni as'aluka min fadlika. Okay, this dua. When you leave, take this screenshot, please. This also.
I took the screenshot.
Okay, this one also you took. Allahumma iftali abwaba rahmatika. O Allah, open for me the doors of your mercy. When you leave, Allahumma inni as'aluka min fadlika. O Allah, I ask you from your bounties. Okay, leave with the left foot, enter with the right foot. Okay, when you enter the home also, when you enter the home, enter with the right foot. When you exit the home, exit with the left foot. Got it? Entering with the, so every good thing we are doing with the right. Every bad thing we are doing with the bad, in sense, the things that is meant for the left hand. Okay, it doesn't mean that we are not going to use the left hand. No, Allah made two hands. There is some hikmah, there is some wisdom behind it, isn't it? Allah has given two hands, Allah has given two legs. There is some purpose behind it, isn't it? We have two eyes because Allah knows we need two eyes to look, isn't it? The same way, nothing is bad or good. How we use it, okay, that is the thing. So what we learn today, we learn the story of Yunus al-Islam, which they call it Jonah. What we learn? Yunus al-Islam. There's nothing wrong in getting angry and upset, but leaving the work of Allah, leaving the work of deen is bad. You got it? And what we learn, what he recited the dua, La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntum minas zalimin. He was blaming himself. Who? Prophet Yunus al Islam. He realized his mistake. So we should also realize our mistake and we should say, Allah, please forgive me. There's nothing wrong in asking forgiveness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What about the people? If you get angry, upset, or you yell at the people, you should say sorry. There's nothing wrong in it, right? And he realized his mistake, he correct his mistake. So Allah, completely cure him. Like if you go detail about that story, when he came out of the belly of the fish, he has so much chemical on his body. So Allah put on the side of the beach so that he get relief from that, so that he get cure. And there was a tree to eat something, there was a water to drink water, so that he get healthy, he get fine, and he went back. Okay, so this was the story for the today, and this was the hadith for the today. Inshallah, upcoming classes we gonna do more stories this way, and the Quranic stories, make us understand so much, because these are the real stories.